75-year-old wedding gown is now part of a museum collection on Long Island. But what's so special about it?
As CBS 2's Carolyn Gusoff reports, it's silk once saved a man's life and now helps tell the story of a generation.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Most wedding dresses tell a love story. This one also has a history lesson woven into its silk threads.
And all the pieces that went into making it.
Worn by Kate and Mike Brate's mother in 1945, made out of the World War II parachute that saved their father's life.
Something that was meant to save somebody from a crashing plane, who then became the parachute that carried them throughout their marriage.
Their father, George, a young army pilot flying dangerous missions to defeat Hitler in Europe. His plane took on enemy fire, but the flying metal lodged into his folded parachute.
My father came home with this parachute filled with holes. If the parachute were not there, it would have killed him.
His future bride, Evelyn, grateful the love of her life survived, and with silk in short supply in wartime, began a labor of love.
My mom got the idea to have that parachute transformed into this beautiful gown.
She toiled to gently remove Army-Navy lettering, then masterfully salvaged the tattered pieces. Although yellowed with time, it's now museum-worthy. Donated to the Cradle of Aviation Museum to teach about the greatest generation's bravery, sacrifice, and ingenuity.
It's just one story of millions, I'm sure, of what people went through during the war and how difficult it was. My parents are now going to live forever.
The museum, it's not just a collection of hardware and nuts and bolts. We try to tell interesting stories about people behind the airplanes, who flew in the airplanes.
Parachutes were literally worn by Air Corps pilots during World War II, harnessed to their back and then used as a seat cushion. This one became the foundation of a big, happy family, more than 60 years of marriage. Daughter Kate, now sister Kate, a nun, grateful to share her departed parents' legacy.
The story goes beyond us because it's a story of love, it's a story of bravery, it's a story of hope, it's a story of future.
All sewn together in vintage silk. In Uniondale, Long Island, Carolyn Gusoff, CBS 2 News.
What a beautiful story.
Wow, a masterpiece on all levels.
Exactly.
My goodness.
The museum will put the dress on display only periodically to protect the silk from falling apart due to light exposure.